The basketball addicts are back at it, and DeAndre Jordan, wow, that young man right there needs to work on his free throw shooting, but it's not a problem right now in Houston. Look at this chippiness here. Matt Barnes getting into it with Dwight Howard. Pleasant words for James Harden's mom. So here's my thought. Is this an actual beef? Do these two teams dislike each other for real, or is just what the Clippers have decided is their identity? They're going to be a bunch of jerks and just push people around and say mean stuff, Cairo.
Houston hasn't been playing with enough.
Talk about the Clippers. Is this their identity? Is this how they want to attack things, or is this just they don't like Houston?
I think this is their identity right now. From when they beat the Spurs, you had to realize that they were about business. This is the defending champs, so they're coming in now like we can beat anybody. We've already taken out a team that constantly wins championships. Tim Duncan was playing amazing. They still plugged him out. So yeah, the Clippers are for real. And I would have never thought I'd say that.
Vi's enjoying this.
Yeah, he's really enjoying
Nadine, are you
this.
agreeing this is
Crazy.
the new identity of the Clippers after that successful bout with the Spurs? They're buying into this?
Yeah. I have
wow.
to. I have to agree with Cairo, but Houston's playing bad too. Like they are just playing atrocious. And like Howard, I hate him because he played for Lakers, but he's not doing
Not
anything.
because he played for the Lakers, because he exited so ugly.
Yeah, but offensively, defensively, he's not doing nothing. And same with James Howard. Like it's just a trickle-down effect with that whole Houston team, and it's just making Clippers look amazing.
It's making them look
Let's set this up here. Dan, are the Clippers this good, or are the Rockets that bad?
This series is not about the Rockets. I'm not. I never really bought into the Rockets as a really measured team in the West. I've been saying that all year.
Yep.
Last night I found myself tweeting that the Clippers are the best team playing right now. I can't believe what I'm seeing, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but how can you not look at what's going on right now in the
Because they're
playoffs?
playing the worst team in the playoffs other than the Hawks.
But we just said, we just established they beat the Spurs.
Yes.
Right now I can't see anybody in the NBA beating the Clippers 4 times.
Really?
They look like, and it didn't just start in the playoffs. They ended the season strong. They were amazing starting in February. When they ended up finishing third, I couldn't believe it, but they built up to a 56-win team. I believe they are the best team in the league right now and might win the whole thing.
You didn't even mention Chris Paul's not even playing, and they're doing this.
The Clippers.
Houston, Cairo, you're about to get yours right here.
Clip show.
You just talked about the Clippers finishing the season third. The Rockets finished the season second.
I do know that.
With the guy who finished second in MVP voting.
This is all true.
With a guy who's constantly on the NBA first team. They were second in the league in three-pointers. As a card-carrying member of the Houston Rockets fan club, please defend yours. That's the only reason we invited you on the show.
Yeah, I know you were going to kill me with this.
Seat.
I expected it.
It was a setup. It was a setup.
I'll tell you this right now, like, look at their lineup. They have a ton of defensive players. No defense is being played. They shot the second most threes made. Look at their three-point percentage this series. They've lost their identity is gone.
I want to throw this
their
to all you
energy
guys.
level is they're flat. I don't even know how to explain how flat they are.
Let me throw
as
this
a
at you
team.
guys.
It's crazy.
Whose fault is this situation? Is it James Harden's fault? He played like an MVP all year long. He's playing completely differently right now. Still not passing the ball. No faith in his players. Or is it the players on the second unit who he doesn't trust? He just simply doesn't have enough trust of those guys. Or is it Kevin McHale's fault for not marrying those two units together and creating a cohesive unit? Dan, I'll start with you.
I mean,
Who do you put the blame on?
Look, the Rockets had a really good season. They played great. They're really missing Patrick Beverley now, who really was their best defensive player at point guard, and he'd be stopping Chris Paul and Austin Rivers. The whole organization, if they want to be a championship team, they need better players. The coaching has to be a bit better, and the players have to step
beef
up.
with the way James Harden's had almost 50 turnovers.
Guys,
The Clippers are scheming him, man. He's not playing to his best.
He's not playing good. The problem is James Harden left OKC, went to Houston to be the guy, to be the leader. Now you're here. You're at the farthest you've been ever in your career as the guy, and you're not doing nothing. Okay, that is the problem.
The reason DeAndre
No, it's serious.
Leadership.
The thing was with Harden when he was with OKC, he was coming off the bench. He was feeding off of the energy of Durant, off of Westbrook, And now he's at a point where he has to play and 30 points per game, no matter what. It has to trickle down to
what does that have anything to do with DeAndre Jordan dunking in their faces every 2 minutes?
I want to throw one more
That's not Harden's fault.
But Harden, the energy that he has, him as a leader, it has to go down to Howard. It has to go down to the bench.
No, Howard needs to perform
on
his own. Howard should be doing it without Harden.
She said the key word. You brought up leadership. This is a key component to what Houston, they're lacking leadership.
That's McHale.
So who are we blaming? Are we blaming the coach? Who is their captain?
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Then this is why we have
they don't not have leadership. It's just because of leadership.
McHale's not on the court playing.
Time out for 1 second. I got one more question. Okay, jeez.
Okay.
Good show today, though. You guys are heated.
Feisty.
One more question for you guys. Is the hack of DeAndre throwing Houston's offensive rhythm up? They haven't done this all year. It's something new that they're junking the game up with, and they look like they've lost it.
It's a factor, but can we just put it the way it is? They're getting their butt kicked by a better team that feels like they're a team of destiny, that just beat the defending champions. I don't think that Rockets ever really were considered to be a championship team. You couldn't have possibly thought that.
A contender.
The Clippers are way better. They're kicking their butt.
Let's close this segment on this.
I don't think the Clippers were either.
Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
But they've become
Austin Rivers has become the most disrespectful person in the NBA. Disrespectful. Tell him why. Who's covering Austin Rivers?
I don't know. I see two 38-year-olds covering Austin Rivers. Prigioni and Jason Terry. I don't know if Jason Terry's 30. He's 30. He's above 35.
Hey, look at these
he's no longer a Jet. And Prigioni, we already know what he can't do defensively.
He's fortunate that he's not playing any high-level guards this series. I will just say this. Austin Rivers is the worst NBA player to play this well during the playoffs.
That's mean.
That does it for this segment on Hangout. When we return, we got to talk about them Warriors, man. Everybody was talking that smack about them Warriors all season long. Mr. Augustine said playoff basketball is very different. So on the other side of the break, you will heed my words. Playoffs on Hangout.